Greetings to everybody. I am Amma Kodlage, the host for the event. It's with immense pleasure that we welcome you all to the G17 Global Induction Ceremony for the term 2024-25. Today marks a very significant day as we officially kickstart the term filled with social impact and youth skills development. It is my greatest pleasure to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to all who have attended this truly special event. We are live streaming this event on YouTube at the moment as we are only able to accommodate a limited number of participants on Zoom. With that being said, we are honored to welcome our distinguished speakers, Mr. Ashan Pereira, Ms. Marina Ponti, Ms. Hava Diallo, Ms. Julia Tareo, Mr. Bodhi Patel. We are also privileged to have our global advisors and mentors, the Road to Rights Board of Directors, staff of the Road to Rights Governing Office, members of the G17 Global Task Force, country chairperson and vice chairpersons, national executive committee members, the G17 coordinators, and G17 ambassadors. Your commitment and leadership are truly inspiring, and we look forward to the incredible work you will accomplish in your new roles. With that note, I would like to invite you all to take a look at this video message on where we stand as a global and how much effort we need to put to make this world a better place.
Eight years left to end poverty and hunger, to halve global emissions. It didn't start out as planned. We're not moving in the right direction. Years of progress lost in the pandemic. Escalating conflicts, climate breakdown. So where are we now? For decades, we successfully fought poverty. Now it's on the rise again. 1 out of 10 suffer from hunger, more people than ever forced out of their homes. Climate disasters increasing. Droughts alone estimated to displace 700 million people by 2030. This year, CO2 emissions hit a new record. At this rate, annual emissions will be 14% higher in 2030. Meanwhile, fossil energy receives $700 billion in subsidies from governments.
Your government.
Safe water and sanitation not made accessible fast enough. Progress must quadruple to cover all people by 2030. Women are held back at all levels. At this pace, by 2030, 825 million children won't have secondary level education. Human rights, health, and equality all hurt in the wake of war and disaster. Disrupted economies, food and energy crisis, and galloping costs of living damage global solidarity. Everything interconnected. Everyone intertwined. Business as usual won't cut it. Even though we made progress before, going back to pre-pandemic ways is not enough. We need a new paradigm built on the pillars of our 17 goals. Rethink conventions, flip the orthodoxies. Governments, organizations, corporations, citizens of the world, snap out of it. It's time for bold climate action. To act for women and girls, for social justice and inclusion. Scale up the transition to renewable energy. Create 85 million green jobs. Phase out fossil fuel subsidies and tax carbon. $2.8 trillion. Keep your promises. Support developing nations. Write off debts. Free up $1 trillion for climate resilience, people and communities. $500 billion for Africa to achieve universal energy access by 2030. Commit to a circular economy now. New resilient food systems. They can cut waste by 17%. Strengthen domestic financial institutions. Make insurance and banking accessible to everyone. Scale up the digital transformation to educate the 1.6 billion kids who missed school in the pandemic. Educate girls, including the 130 million not in school now. Ensure women's equal share of decision-making. Eliminate discrimination against female workers and boost productivity by 40%. We cannot afford to leave anyone behind. We have a to-do list. We have the resources. 8 years to reach our goals. We're on this planet together. So let's work together. Let's get the list done.
I hope the message inspired the audience to rethink our small actions and work towards making this planet a better place. So this is why we are gathered here today as a powerful network of youth to advocate for the Sustainable Development Goals and create social impact. The Road to Rights is one of the best examples of making a positive impact in society by changing one's own self. The essence of the Road to Rights comes from an 8-year-old child back then in 1998, and now it is one of the leading youth runs with 20,000 volunteers across the globe. We are a social innovation organization that works on the Sustainable Development Goals, climate action, youth skills development, and human rights education. The Road to Rights won the United Nations SDG Action Award in 2018 out of 125 countries for its efforts and contribution for social impact. This organization is the best example of making change through creativity and innovation. With that introduction, let me take you through the journey of the Road to Rights. This is the story of the Road to Rights, one of the giants on human rights-based peace and sustainable development.
In 1998, an 8-year-old boy, along with his siblings and few friends, inaugurated United Children, a movement with a vision to create a better world for children. He was inspired by the Mutuhara Kids Society and thus wanted to develop a customized version for his neighborhood. Then they went on to organize their first event, the Auruthu Utsavaya, and then an Olympics event for the kids in their area. As their scope expanded and aspirations widened, United Children named their organization the Teen Leaders in 2005, trying to address the issues of equal distribution of resources. It was a continuous process of development for his dynamic team, who figured that capacity building was another tool for prosperity for this island nation.
And transform that into an action. So the positive energy of young people and new ideas can truly make an impact to the world.
The People's Choice for the 2018 SDG Action Awards goes to Road to Rights.
We are the first generation to end poverty, achieve gender equality. And remember this, we are the last generation to act on climate change.
I was associated with Road to Rights from ever since then. I got myself associated with them. I kind of like a leech, so I was like, Ashan, what's happening with Road to Rights? Shall we do something together here? As many as possible. And I believe Sri Lanka being such a beautiful nation, it's small and it's nice and good things come in small packages. I believe so it's actually easy for us to attain or accomplish all of this.
With that video, let me introduce to you one of the strategic visions of the Road to Rights organization, which is the G17 University Ambassadors Consortium. G17 USC was created as a global fellowship program to mold university undergraduates into resilient leaders and prepare them for the future workforce. This opportunity was developed as a global fellowship program to advocate for the sustainable development goals and develop the skills, attitude, and knowledge of the future of work. G17 was started back in 2021 in Sri Lanka and now is active in 32 countries with 128 universities. Now it is time to hear from the visionary leader of the organization, Mr. Ashan Pereira, the founder of the Road to Rights and G17 University Ambassadors Consortium, youth representative for the Sectoral Oversight Committee of the Parliament of Sri Lanka, co-chair of the Youth Policy Task Force of the Nobel Peace Laureates World Summit. Mr. Ashan, over to you.
Hi everyone, hope I'm audible. Perfect. It's an honor to be here today among all the ambassadors coming from various parts of the world. And I'm so excited and I'm passionate to speak and welcome all of you to the G17 University Ambassadors Consortium. As we speak today, we are connected than ever before as young people. How we understand the world, how we can make a change in the world, that's way greater than how it was before. Meaning that we have that power to make an impact to our own communities, our nations, and even to the world. So that is why all of you are here today as G17 University Ambassadors. As you have heard during the intro, we had a strategic vision to develop G17 University Ambassadors Consortium. If we really want to make a change in the world, we believe that we really want to change the way how we lead our industries and how we lead our government. And again, how can we do that? How can we change the way we lead our industries and the governments? That is having the future potential young professionals like you making right decisions, working with our seniors, bringing our energy, innovation, and creativity to all of these specific industries. That is how we could navigate the direction of each and every single industry that we are potentially going to get into. If we do that, I believe that we could see the change that we want to see. Because I was thinking when I was a kid, I heard about change in the world. And even today, I'm hearing about the same concepts, but I do not really see the change that we have been speaking for decades and decades. So that is why we wanted to develop such a strategic platform where you become highly competent young people who can lead these industries towards a better space. So as part of G17 University Ambassadors Consortium, it is not about you become inspired or you become highly passionate about making a change. Because just having the passion would not create a change. You need right set of knowledge, skills, competencies, how to network with people, and how to think global and act local in your own communities. So through the Global Fellowship Program, we want to make sure that we bring the inside potential of you and translate that into visible and impactful action. That is why each and every single one of you representing each and every single respective universities are highly important for us. Today, we are working with over 130 universities across the globe. We have over 1,000 of, I think, 3,000 ambassadors, I believe, and coming from various backgrounds. Like I mentioned, if you all can work together, get ourselves connected together, and understand the most pressing issues that we are facing, make SDGs as our blueprint and the roadmap, and create heroes out of us, I'm sure that we could see the change that we could see in the world. So I want to invite all of you to get the maximum out of the Global Fellowship Program. Get get yourself connected with young people from Brazil, Philippines, Sri Lanka, Netherlands, all across the globe, and get yourself ready to lead the change in your own communities. And I'm looking forward to working with all of you. And I also want to take the moment to thank all the speakers, my friends, colleagues, mentors, to be here to inspire and show them how it is possible to make a change or become a global young leader, just bringing your potential out of yourself. And it doesn't matter where you come from, how you come from, just having that genuine passion and commitment to sharpen yourself enough to make a change in your community and the globe. So with that note, congratulations again. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ashan Pereira, for your inspiring opening remarks and your continued leadership and dedication to youth empowerment and social impact. Next up, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the exceptional individuals who will be guiding and supporting our endeavors. Today, we have the privilege of meeting our esteemed global advisors, directors, and global task force members, leaders who bring a wealth of knowledge, experience, and passion to our mission. Let me introduce them through this video presentation. Next up, we have a guest speech by our very own global advisor, Ms. Marina Ponti. She has led several global initiatives, including the hashtag Turn It Around and hashtag Flip the Script campaigns that have mobilized over more than 350 million SDG actions in 190 countries, and the UN SDG Actions Award that identifies and celebrates change makers from across geographies and sectors. Previously, as one of the main architects of the UN Millennium Campaign, Ms. Ponti served as the Global Deputy Director and Regional Director for Europe for over a decade. She also served as a special advisor on post-2015 during the final negotiations of the 2030 Agenda, along her roles at the UNICEF and the UN Secretariat. Let's hear from her.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. First of all, let me thank Road to Rights for organizing this important G17 University Ambassador Program. And let me thank all of you, the participants, so many young people from across the world. Thank you to the delegation from Brazil, Philippines, Pakistan, India, Bhutan, Hong Kong, Ghana, Tanzania, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Wow, what a broad geographical scope. Thank you to each one of you for lending your voice, your time, and your commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals. We need you. You just saw a video about flipping the script. Why? It is simple. because the world is not working for most people and for our planet. We are following the wrong script. These are leading to more war, injustice, hunger, and climate devastation. We know what the script should be. Governments everywhere agreed on it in 2015 in the 2030 Agenda and its 17 Sustainable Development Goals. The SDG script is about more just, equal, peaceful, and sustainable societies, no later than 2030. It plots a story that inspires many people because we all know intuitively that the goals are a better way to live in peace and prosperity while caring for our planet. Yet, at the midpoint of the SDGs, we are at risk of falling short. Frustration over injustice has erupted within our societies. War kills, violates, and destroys. Famine stalls millions, while disease circles the globe. Every day brings new evidence that if we don't act now on the climate crisis, we'll end up with a world on fire. Energy systems, while vital to our economies, extract a toxic cost of insecurity and climate damage, even as hundreds of millions of people still go without modern power. Disruptions in global supply chains have pushed up prices while straining national policy tools used to counter inflation. In facing these daunting challenges, there is a temptation by individuals and political systems alike to turn inward, hoping to shelter from the storm. That may offer temporary relief, but it is not the solution. Staying on the sidelines will make our current challenges much, much worse and likely to lead to new disruptions. Our real option, only option, is a collective one. We must work together to confront current challenges and the ones to come, because unless everyone is safe, no one is. Also because all challenges are solvable if each of us makes choices as individuals and as leaders in the public and private fields that collectively adapt. We can choose action over apathy, hope over fear, peace over war, unity over division, survival over extinction. We can choose the SDGs as our script, knowing it is the only way out of the current crisis and towards a better future. This is why we're calling with our partners, including Road to Rights, from the 16th to the 25th of September, while world leaders will be meeting at the UN General Assembly to mobilize for the SDGs and to flip the script. The mobilization will set the world on a course to bolder climate action, justice, and sustainable peace. Climate, the window to flip the script for the planet, is still open but closing fast. Bold commitments have been made to climate action, but they mean little unless they propel a rapid, just transition to net zero economies with guarantees that all people can adapt and thrive along the way. Building on the UN climate campaign, Act Now, and on UNDP Don't Choose Extinction campaign, Flip the Script will urge action to rapidly eliminate fossil fuel subsidies, combat deforestation, protect biodiversity, and achieve net zero carbon emissions. It will mobilize to accelerate momentum and accountability for real change. It will call for transforming energy policies towards a triple aim: energy that is secure, clean, and available to all. Second point, justice. Flip the Script will shine a light on inequality. It will champion universal health coverage, social protection floors, and access to justice, along with fair policy for debt and taxation. Flip the Script will highlight how new development models are not possible without gender equality. We need everyone's intelligence and experience to meet challenges now and in the future. Everything depends on women and girls being free to use their brains, live their commitment, and demonstrate their power. Third, peace. Flip the Script will amplify the global call to stop war and militarism. These are among the worst impediments to the SDG and human rights. Further, in a globalized world, any form of war threatens international stability. Towards a reinvigorated multilateralism, the campaign will highlight how war leads to poverty and how poverty can lead to war, and that breaking these links requires more than humanitarian handouts. Greater development and human security, as embodied by the SDGs, are ways to get out of the crisis. By telling a new story, we can shape a new reality, one where the climate crisis won't end humanity, because humanity will end the climate crisis, where economies serve people, not the other way around, where governance is about delivering services, including social protection and stability, instead of sowing division, where leaders listen to the cry for peace, not to the drumbeat of war, where we consume what we need mindfully, not mindlessly. By reimagining our world, we together can take it back, knowing it rightly belongs to all the people, not just a few. But we cannot wait. With the clock ticking on the SDGs and on our future, the time is now. Tomorrow will be too late. You can make a difference, and I hope you will join us in September after this inspiring training you will have in the next couple of days. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ponte, for inspiring words. And we truly appreciate the work you do for the achievement of the SDGs. Now, we would like to hear Mr. Bruce was a guiding pillar who was loved by all our volunteers. His memories will always stay within our hearts.
Good morning. Ayubowan, namaste. This is Bruce Ferguson. I'm the founder of Reform Through Education, a supporter of Road to Rights and all of its activities that go on. I'm just one of many. Now, a dream is just a dream until it's put into action. Its value and longevity are tied almost exclusively to the ability of the people who are putting that dream into action to keep it going. It's tied to the persistence of those who are putting it into action. Ashan has proven his ability to keep the show on the road, to keep this persistence going time and time again, and in fact, despite the greatest odds. He has built up a core group of supporters around the world who see the light in him and believe in his ability to actually keep this forward action going. Education is the one thing that changes a person's future. You are now the future change makers. Welcome to the Road to Rights and to this worldwide network. You are here to make a difference. We count on you to do so. So I welcome you to the group, and you're welcome to be in touch with me as well at any time. And you are in a unique position to take up an opportunity to actually influence things going on in the world. Thank you very much. Nandri, Shukr, Dhanyavad. Thank you.
We are thankful to the unwavering support he gave to the organization throughout. We are now moving into a great segment of the event, which is launching the country chapters for the term 2024-25. As I mentioned earlier, we started with one country and have now expanded into 32 countries. Let's now officially launch the country chapters for this term. We wish all the very best to the G17 members in those countries to make this term the best term and give your fullest in achieving a sustainable university system. Next up, we would like to hand over the platform to Ms. Hawa Diallo. Ms. Hawa has been especially working with young people and women. She's a former public information assistant in the Department of Public Information at the United Nations headquarters in New York. Subsequently, she was appointed to a post as Habitat Human Settlement Officer in Nairobi and later completed 2 peacekeeping assignments in Cambodia and Somalia. She is the former Chief Civil Society Unit Public Information Officer at the United Nations. She is the co-founder and executive director at Ishmael Bain Taylor Kumar Foundation. I would like to cordially invite Ms. Haba to address the gathering.
Thanks so much, everybody. Greetings. It's such an honor to be here. Distinguished guests, organizers, and especially the bright, young and professional minds that are being inducted into the G17 University Ambassadors Consortium today. I enjoyed watching that launch video, especially also enjoyed watching the script video. As I said, it's really an honor to be here with you. I'm so excited that as I'm watching everything, I'm busy sharing the link on all my platforms and trying to get everybody to connect. In advance, Happy Youth Skills Day, which I believe is tomorrow. I also want to echo the previous speakers in commending the Road to Rights and the G17 UAC for its outstanding work in empowering young people to become change makers for the Sustainable Development Goals. It's amazing that, with over 2,500 ambassadors from close to 130 countries, universities rather, and close to 35 countries, impact is really being made at a global scale. Now, I've been fortunate because since its inception, I've watched the G17 UAC grow from a pilot project in Sri Lanka to the international force that it is today. Really, your commitment to providing undergraduates a platform to advocate for the SDGs within the universities and communities is admirable and really crucial, critical for our shared future. Now to the new inductees from Brazil, Fiji, India, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Germany, the Philippines, and beyond. Congratulations. You're about to embark on an incredible journey. Over the next year, you'll develop skills, raise awareness, advocate for policies, conduct research, and create action projects aligned with your chosen SDG. As you begin this journey, I urge you to embrace 3 fundamental principles. 1, collaboration. The SDGs are interconnected, and so should our approach be in achieving them. We should work together across borders and disciplines. 2, innovation. Be bold and think outside of the box. Some of the best solutions come from unexpected places and situations. Number 3, and lastly, perseverance. Change doesn't happen overnight. Stay committed to your goals, even when faced with challenges. I share these principles based on my own personal and professional journey. I recently retired from the United Nations here in New York after working for 38 years, giving 38 years of service to humanity. During my time at the UN, I worked a lot on many global issues. I saw many trends come and go, policies shift, and technologies transform the world. But one truth that has remained constant with me, true and tested, is the unparalleled power of youth to catalyze transformative change. I've seen firsthand the power of young people and youth engagement in driving positive change. Oops, I'm sorry, I lost myself. Your voices, ideas, and actions, they're not just critical, they are essential. The challenges we face today, from climate change to inequality, require fresh perspectives and bold solutions and that's precisely, I think, what young people bring to the table all the time. Now, as I myself am embarking on a new journey to spearhead community development work in a foundation that I've created, the IBT Tilakamara Foundation, popularly known as IBTK Foundation, I also am seeing a road ahead through a new lens. I see this work and change being fueled by civil society expertise, innovation, and ingenuity. I also see young people at the very forefront of this change. And really, when you think about it, initiatives such as the G17 University Ambassadors Consortium, it's not just funding projects. I mean, the Road to Rights, it's running programs not just projects, as I'm saying, but it's actually investing in the potential of young leaders just like you that are being inducted today. Sustainable change, I'm sure you all know, doesn't come from boardrooms or policy papers alone. It comes from passionate and innovative minds, such as yours, willing to challenge the status quo. Now, the task, of course, ahead is monumental. It's not an easy one. We mentioned climate change, inequality, food security. And these are not just bullet points that we're reading off a UN report. They are real challenges affecting our lives, especially at the grassroots, at the community and local level. But looking at the screen, at the videos I've seen, and just what I've really witnessed with the G17 initiative over the years, I'm optimistic more than I ever have been. Why? Because programs such as this, and because of young people like you who are committed and dedicated and are staying the course. You're not just studying these issues, you're actively crafting solutions. Your research, your advocacy, the action projects that you're going to be building, they are what we need as those building blocks for a more just and sustainable world. I'm more convinced more than ever that the key to achieving the SDGs lies in empowering young people like you. Youth bring innovation, as we said, urgency, and cross-cultural collaboration that the SDG goals demand and need for achievement. So now, as I'm here with you today, I don't want to lecture anyone, but I'm really just excited to pass that baton, pass that torch that I've been burning all these 38 years. My generation has laid some groundwork, but yours will build the sustainable future we all dream of. The skills you hone, the networks you forge, and the projects that you're launching in the G17 UAC program, these are more in line with the items on the resume. They're the seeds of global transformation that is so much needed. So remember, every great movement in history has been driven by young people like you, especially those ones who refuse to accept the world as it is. You are the heirs to that legacy. The challenges are significant, but your potential is even greater. So thank you for your commitment, your passion, and your willingness to act. The world is watching. I'm watching patiently and excitedly. And more importantly, the world is waiting for those changes that you are going to create. So again, congratulations on your induction. And I wish you the best of luck in your G17 UCA journey. So what's next? Well, now let's go out there and do the work. The future is yours to shape. Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to hearing all the other great remarks of this program. A special shout out to Ashan. I've been working with him for many years. I have just seen his passion, his dedication, his creativity just grow and grow and grow. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Howe, for your wonderful, inspiring words. Now we have our next guest speaker, Mr. Bodhi Patel. He is a UN-recognized award-winning Gen Z ocean climate solutionist dedicated to improving the interconnectedness between the ocean health and human health. He is the founder and CEO of Inner Light, empowering a generation to build resilience from the inside out for people and planetary well-being. He is the co-creator and co-founder of Ocean Uprise and Sea Dragon Studios. He has been featured by the United Nations, Forbes, Economist Impact, Wildlife Conservation Society, Oceanic Global, and has presented to world leaders at over 10 global climate conferences. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Bodhi Patel to address the gathering.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for joining late. I was having some issues in public transit. Can everyone hear me, or should I do my presentation after the next speaker? You can hear me? Okay, so I'm just going to make it short and sweet just because I'm in public transit on way to present to about 500 students here in Berlin on a Water and Society conference. But as mentioned, my name is Bodhi. I'm an ocean climate solutionist, and I work on building relationships to protect the largest carbon sink, which is the ocean. So the ocean has some of the superpowers to reverse climate change. And as the largest carbon sink on our Earth, we need to understand that protecting the ocean is protecting humanity. And in order to protect the ocean, we need to build communities of power and constituencies that work across borders and boundaries to do so. I'm not going to go too into detail about all the work and the ways in which we can protect the ocean, but I do want to share that the blue economy is an economy that's projected to be $3 trillion by 2030. In addition to that, the blue economy is employing hundreds of millions of young people around the world. And there's so many careers in protecting the ocean, whether it's in, hey guys, I think the audio might be bad. So I don't want to take your time. Maybe I can come back in a couple of minutes. Is that okay?
Yes, Mr. Bodhi, that's fine. Yes. All right, so until Mr. Bodhi Patel gets back, we can move on to our next session of the event. So the strength of the G17 University Ambassadors, the consortium lies in its people. Passionate, dedicated individuals from around the world who are committed to making a difference in this society. Today, we have the privilege of introducing the G17 country chairpersons, the remarkable leaders who will be at the forefront of our G17 mission in their respective nations. Here's to the introduction of our champions. Congratulations to all the G17 country chairpersons on being selected for this amazing opportunity. We wish you all the best in leading the mission of G17 in your country to make a long-lasting impact. Now we have our next guest speaker, Ms. Julia Tarayo. She's a strong advocate for active youth engagement in the decision-making process. She graduated with a master's degree in diplomacy at the University of Milan. Currently, she is the European Union Youth Delegate to the United Nations, and she had the opportunity to promote and advocate for youth involvement, education, and gender equality. Since 2021, she has been part of the board of MSOI Milano to increase public awareness of international affairs and the United Nations values. Ms. Julia Tarayo, the platform is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me, of course, and giving me the floor now. I am delighted for all the interventions that was made before. Really inspired by them. So as you mentioned, I am the European Union Youth Delegate to the United Nations, and my engagement with the UN started in 2022 when I was elected to be the Italian Youth Delegate to the UN. And during these years of tenure, I had the chance to meet young people from all over the world and to share thoughts, ideas, and concerns about today's challenges that we are facing. And I met powerful change makers, advocates, and professionals driving sustainable actions globally and locally. And after each conference and panel that I attended, we all reunited to provide feedback on what we experienced. And what I understood is that we all endorse the same considerations about the future. We are all worried and we are all afraid. We are willing to act now and to change the path to our future that seems to be condemned since the last decade. The challenges that we are facing now reached a global and intersectional level. We are all facing the climate crisis, the economic crisis, future uncertainty, and so on. Some countries, of course, may experience the consequences of this crisis more directly, but others will, of course, shortly. And we know that the issue that a small country is facing might be caused by an international issue and have implications for the entire worldwide community. We know that if we consume too much plastic in Europe, there will be an extremely polluted river in the Asian region. And we know that if we waste our food, there will be someone who will starve. Therefore, we urgently need to find common solutions that consider the differences and needs of each place and community and adapt accordingly. And this was stated also by the video that you played in the beginning. But as these new challenges know no borders, neither do the young people. My journey as a youth advocate has shown me the boundless potential that we possess when we unite for a common cause. From organizing grassroots campaigns to participate in global forums, our voice resonates with the unique urgency and authenticity. Youth-led initiatives have the power to galvanize community, influence policy, inspire action on a global scale, and change the flow where the world seems to head nowadays. And I've seen firsthand how young people can transform local initiatives into global movements. For example, the Fridays for Future movement, led by young activists, has brought climate change to the forefront of the international discourse. And similarly, youth-led organizations are making significant strides in promoting gender equality, eradicating poverty, and ensuring access to quality education for all. And of course, you brought the examples of such amazing youth-led initiatives and organizations. So youth hold a distinctive advantage when it comes to driving positive change, because we bring fresh perspectiveness and bold ideas to the table. And that's why we are unencumbered by preconceived notions and traditional thinking. We possess the audacity to envision a world that has yet to be realized. We do dare to dream of a new world and a new society, but we also need someone who dares to listen and help us to reach this goal. And that's why it's so important to have intergenerational dialogues in locally and internationally. So the world is calling us to rise, to speak, and to act. We see so many initiatives that tries to involve young people. And we need voices echoing through the halls of the international forums, demanding change, inspiring actions, and shaping a future that reflects our aspirations. But how we can do that? How we can continue our advocacy for the achievement of the SDGs? The answer is being here in this exact moment. I noticed that there is this belief that change lies in the so-called big actions, the one that you have to be in those international forums to make those big actions. But that's not true. Because the biggest impact that you can have is within your community, is to bring back home what you learned from your peers and ask your community what are their needs and how to work together to provide what is necessary. And change becomes when you start advocating and engaging locally, when we start a common plan to achieve our goals. How we believe that tackling sustainable development goals will help us live in a better world and society. And that's why you were all being selected as G17 University ambassadors is an amazing opportunity to be a powerful voice for change and leverage your skills. This selections positions you as a powerful voice for change, entrusted with a mission for advocate and implement the SDGs. And as ambassadors, you are given a platform to amplify our efforts and drive meaningful impact. So your role is to bridge the gap between policymakers and youth, ensuring that youth perspectives are included in decision-making processes. And you are tasked with inspiring your peers, mobilizing communities, and fostering partnerships to advance the SDGs. And these selections validates your dedication and provides you with the resources and networks needed to scale your initiatives. And in these capacities, you have to remember that your actions ripple beyond your immediate surroundings. Every project you undertake, every speech you deliver, every collaboration you foster contributes to a larger global effort. And your work has the potential to inspire countless others, creating cascading effects that accelerates progress towards sustainable development. And I want to end this intervention by sharing with you my motto, which are the 3 E: educate, engage, and empower. Because it's only when we are educated and conscious with our potential, we can engage and be empowered in advocating for the achievement of our goals. Thank you so much again for inviting me, and of course, all the speakers to share the incredible insights, and for the audience and for those who were selected to be the G17 University Ambassador. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ms. Julia Tarea, for your inspiring words. And as we continue our journey of launching the G17 chapters, it is time for a moment of great significance, the G17 Ambassador's Oath. This pledge embodies our commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals and our dedication to making a positive impact in our communities and the world. To lead us in this important pledge, I would like to invite Venuri Methananda, a G17 University Ambassador of University of Sri Jayawardenepura, Sri Lanka.
Thank you. Now I invite all the ambassadors to raise their right hand to read out the G17 University Ambassadors Pledge. For everyone's convenience, I request that you keep your microphone muted while reciting the oath. G17 University Ambassadors Pledge. We, the members of the G17 University Ambassadors Consortium, proudly embrace and embody the core values that define us: empathy, professionalism, integrity, honesty, diversity and inclusion, and teamwork. As G17 ambassadors, we recognize the weight of responsibility and the vast opportunity to be champions of change. Our reach extends beyond the walls of our universities, encompassing our communities and even nations. Inspired by the Road to Rights enduring vision of value-based education, peace, and sustainable development. We strive to create a future where all can thrive. Armed with the knowledge and skills gained through the G17 University Ambassadors Consortium, we vow to be catalysts for positive change, empowering not only ourselves but also others to address the critical challenges facing our world through the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We commit to acting as true ambassadors, leveraging our platforms and voices to advance these goals and tackle the world's most pressing issues, including poverty, inequality, climate change, environmental degradation, and the fight for peace and justice. United as a force for social good, we, the G17 ambassadors, stand by the principles of the G17 University Ambassadors Consortium. Together, we will leave a transformative legacy on our people and our planet. Thank you.
Thank you, Venuri. Next up, I would like to hand over the platform to Hasini Amanda, the head of G17 Global Task Force, to present our plans for the term 2024-25. Hasini, over to you.
Greetings, everyone. So, first of all, congratulations to all the newly appointed country chairpersons, vice chairs, and the executive committees, also the coordinators and ambassadors. So, as the head of G17 Global Task Force, it gives me great pleasure to announce our way forward for 2024. So, let me share my screen. So as I proceed further, the key activities that all the chapters need to follow will be explained. So as you can see, this is the timeline. This is not a new, news topic for all the country chairpersons and most probably all the ambassadors, because we have provided this timeline to our ambassadors via the country chairpersons. So already we have, we have seen really good projects happening across the globe, and well done. We are really noting them down. And already, just like I said, if I can pinpoint various countries, G17 Philippines, Bangladesh, we have been noticing projects being shared in social media. Like kudos, well done, everyone. So then for the newly recruited countries, they can do their projects for the month of July, the recruited countries in July, they can conduct their projects for the SDG number 6, 8, and 10 in the coming months. So moving on to the theme month project. So just like the timeline mentioned, each ambassador should do a project according to their allocated goal. So as there are 17 ambassadors, 17 SDGs, so for each university we have appointed 17 ambassadors, so which means they can carry on their 17 they can carry on their projects according to their allocated 17 sustainable development goals. So these projects can be awareness programs, charity programs, PR campaigns, etc. So, and also once you're done with the projects, you can share with us and we can share it across all our social media platforms. And about the group projects, so the entire team of university ambassadors, along with their coordinators, in each university or in each institution, they can do projects like, just like I mentioned, any awareness programs, charity, PR campaigns, like anything that fit into your convenience. As you see, as you see, the projects that can make the most impact to the world, to the most needed people. So any project we can carry on even as the theme bank project and also as the group project. And meeting the vice chancellor. So this is basically a roundtable discussion which will be taking place with the ambassadors, coordinators, along with the vice chancellors of the institutes or the universities. So they can actually talk about how SDGs can be implemented in their respective universities. So this is basically one of the like most talked or most highlighted events in our timeline. So this is actually a few of these photos you can see. These are the meeting the vice chancellor sessions happened in G7 happened in Sri Lanka in the past few years. So and G7 and the University 2030 Forum. Okay, this is an event to create dialogue on how SDGs can be implemented in each university. So the students, lecturers, and the management, the administrative body, they all get together and plan an engaging event. So this can be like, this is a very interactive event where they can see where the loopholes, where they can actually apply the SDGs in their day-to-day life in the university to make it to make each day a better day than the previous one. And here we come to the Global Goals Week. So this is how it goes. So we usually spend an entire week mobilizing the SDG actions globally. So Road to Rights, being the convening partner of UN SDG campaign. So we have been doing this for for the past 2 years, and we usually call applications for the Global Goals Week, and any potential young blood. We are actually welcoming the potential young blood to apply this Global Weeks is as it is mentioned in the timeline. It is happening in the month of September. So by the end of August, we most probably will be calling applications. So anyone who is interested to apply to become the part of the organizing committee of the Global Weeks Week, they can look forward and apply, and we can make massive impact. And we come to the most important event, I can say, the National G17 Summit. So this is also, this can be considered the awarding ceremony, where you recognize all the countries, all the well-deserving ambassadors, coordinators who have given a massive contribution throughout the year. So this from this award ceremony, this is more than just an award ceremony, guys. So this is actually where you can create sustainable dialogues with the policymakers, other students from other ambassador colleagues from various universities, university vice chancellors, just like I mentioned, the policymakers, which means the politicians and all that. So this can be actually conducted as a knowledge-based discussion. So apart from the knowledge-based discussion, an awarding ceremony is taking place to recognize all the efforts and contributions given to the entire world by our ambassadors and coordinators as well. So currently we are planning G17 National Summit in Sri Lanka to award the previous ambassadors and coordinators of previous years, and we're planning to hold it in massive scale. So we are at the organizing stage at the moment. Now, as the Global Task Force for this year, we are about to embark upon, and we have a special message for you guys.
With a warm smile, welcome to the world of G17 University Ambassadors Consortium.
Ready to embark on an experiential journey? We empower university students worldwide to become resilient leaders.
United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
We arm students with the skills to tackle the global challenges.
And it's not just that, we're also sculpting the future workforce.
With a focus on capacity building,
Policy advocacy,
and action.
What are you waiting for?
join hands with us.
Be a part of the largest university network on sustainable development goals.
Thank you, Hasini. As we are now reaching out to the end of this global induction ceremony, I would like to invite Hasini Amanda again to deliver the vote of thanks. Hasini, over to you.
Hi guys. So am I audible? Can someone please confirm whether I'm audible?
Yes, Hasini, you're audible. Yes.
Thank you. So greetings, everyone. So it is with immense gratitude and appreciation I am delivering the word of thanks today. So on behalf of the G17 Global Task Force, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all those who have made today's event a resounding success. Firstly, I would like to thank Mr. Ashan Pereira for creating such a great platform for the undergraduates to develop their skills and competencies. I would like to thank our esteemed guest speakers, Marina Ponti, Hava Diallo, Bodhi Patel, and Julia Tariello. I'm sorry if I pronounced the names, mispronounced the names. I'm really sorry. And really would like to thank our esteemed guest speakers for sharing their valuable insights and knowledge. So your contributions have added great value to this event, and we are deeply grateful for your participation. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to grace us with your presence. And your insightful words have truly inspired us and motivated us. I would like to acknowledge our efforts of our Global Advisory Board and the Board of Directors for constantly guiding us towards excellence. With your proper mentorship, we came this far and we have a long journey ahead of us. And a big thank you to the members of the Global Advisory Board, Anne Rosenberg, Patrick Paul Walsh, Marina Ponti, and Ramu Damodaran. And our trusted board of directors, Mr. Ashan Pereira, founder of the Road to Rights and G17 University Ambassadors Consortium, Ms. Yasara Ramanayaka, co-founder of G17 University Ambassadors Consortium and director of the Road to Rights, and Dr. Yasas Charuka De Silva, director of the Road to Rights, for your unwavering support. I would not forget my G17 Global Task Force members. Your continuous support has been crucial in making this event possible. And to all our G17 members, your enthusiasm and commitment have been truly remarkable. And thank you for all your tireless efforts in ensuring that everything ran smoothly. Lastly, I would like to thank our wonderful audience of country chairs, vice chairs, executive members, coordinators, and ambassadors. Your presence and participation have made this event memorable. Without you, this event would not have been possible. And in conclusion, I extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for your continuous contributions. So let us take the learnings from today and move forward with renewed energy and purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Hasini. So, as we bring our global induction ceremony to its conclusion, I want to extend my warmest congratulations to the newly recruited country chairpersons, executive committee members, G17 coordinators, and university ambassadors. Your dedication and leadership are integral to our success, and we wish you the very best in your roles. Remember, we are committed to helping you achieve remarkable results. Together, let's harness our collective passion and determination to make a massive impact on our communities and beyond. Thank you once again to everyone who has contributed to this event's success. Let's continue to strive for excellence and inspire change together. I am Amma Koralike signing off as your host. Thank you and have a pleasant day.